Hi folks, Debbie Ray here, and I'm inviting you to join me as I take a look and check out my garden for the first time in a full week. Number one son was home while we were gone, and he was in charge of watering. So I've already been warned that these containers on the front porch were knocked over in a storm our last night. And he did his best to rescue them, and that there is one broke. So, and he said he tried to repot the plant, and it's on the potting bench and back. We'll see that soon, but so that's my broken pot. It will probably join others that I use just for decoration in the kitchen garden and elsewhere. But the rest of these, you know, everything else is looking good. They're alive. That's good. You know, this is the hydrangea where I forgot to put the wire thing back after I trimmed it. So it has been looking floppy after all the rains, but the rest of the front yard here is doing well. So here we go. Now we're going to go past down the side of the driveway to check out my container veggies. Roscoe said he watered them every day, the tomatoes, because the leaves have been curling a lot. So he's already harvested a bunch of them. He harvested some peppers too, and he grabbed my one and only pumpkin that was here. He thought it looked like a pepper. So I'm growing this weeby little pumpkin for the first time. It's a bush pumpkin, so I put it in a container, and I think I might have had another fruit started on here, but he might have picked that too. So anyway, it'll be nice for fall containers, which I need to think about doing already. And look, here's the first fruit coming up on those lunchbox peppers that I bought from the Sage Farm. I bought the seedlings from Sage Farm's plant sale. So I'll be harvesting those today. So that's the container vegetable garden. There we can see a peek at the kitchen garden over the fence. Here's the utility area. So I got a few more containers down here, alive and well. And this would be the plant that was in that container. Some ivy on a topiary frame. So I'll find another pot for it. These are scented geraniums, also waiting to be repotted. And here's my fig trees that are at the entrance. I know before I left, fruit was already starting to form. It's still there, looking good. And here's the other things on this other bench table. The Iron Lady tomato in a container that I'm trying to keep separate. So, looking good. Oh man, look how nicely the fuchsia is blooming here. Wow. And there's the cottage garden. I think I had him ignoring it anyway. I'm more concerned about the veggies. And so here we go. Here's the kitchen garden. Oh, it's so nice to see so many more of the teddy bear sunflowers blooming. Looking good. Still have some apples out there to be harvested. So let's go in. Hello, morning glories. Aren't you looking gorgeous? So here we go. Okay, behind the teddy bear sunflowers, raspberries. Here are the herbs and edible flowers. Garlic chives are in bloom now. Basil's still doing great. On the other side here is what I call the strawberry bed. All of its teddy bear sunflowers are in bloom too, which I think looks so nice against the blue of the shed. And borage and calendula, edible flowers, are in here. I had a friend come and pick the beans, so there were wax beans in here. And I still have bush cucumbers that are blooming. I don't see any fruit yet. And then here's the next two beds are tomatoes. I do need to trim away the diseased leaves and spray them with Serenade. And hopefully they'll keep producing for me for a while. Look how spent the tallest sunflowers are now. Okay, now come the bean beds. So there's Mrs. Green Beans, just whole head and shirt swallowed up by the bean vines. Very vigorous growth on the beans. Lots of zinnias here. I can pick some and more will come. Use them to decorate my tables. Here are the 4 tutors stand built, just again covered with bean vines. But a friend did come through here a couple days ago and harvest most of them, so they will continue to produce. I certainly hope so. Coming back to the back part of the garden. Wow, those vines, the morning glories in the back here, have really thickened up, looking gorgeous. So here's the broccoli bed. I need to cut some of those side shoots. The Brussels sprouts that I tried are doing nothing, not producing anything. And I still have tiny celery plants here. These ones have not gotten, here's the biggest one of them, I guess. I've already harvested one of the ones that was interplanted with the tomatoes. And here's the Bikes and Cukes bed. So these were the last of the teddy bear sunflowers to start blooming, right beside the smaller bike. And I see that the late cucumbers I planted, I have been climbing up around the bike that I'm using, bikes I'm using as a trellis. So I hope I can avoid the cucumber beetles and that these will produce some fruit for me. And here's the containers at the back, you know, where I'm using laundry baskets and a wash tub. And so that's how the kitchen garden is looking. I'm quite happy, and it's good to be home and back in my own garden, even though the gardens I saw on Mackinac Island were fantastic. I will be posting and sharing more pictures of those. Thanks for watching.